Hey guys, today I want to show you how to create your application in ChatGPT using MCP server. So what I have done a sample application. So what you need to do, you need to go in the setting, you have to enable your under app, you have to enable your development mode. Once you do that, then you can create your applications. Once you create your application, you can use the details here. I have one application already and I have set the MCP URL right here, and these are the action of the, and let's see how that does that work. So let me say chat first, and then you can use this plus sign and your application will come and it will show here, and you click it and now you can chat with your application. If I say show all my dragons, so what will it will go to my server. Basically it's on my local host, and then it will try to grab all that data, and then you can see now it's loading everything from my MCP server, and I can see all this. I can click and then it will show you the description and more details. You can expand this application, you can make a little shopping cart, you can add whatever you want to add, and then that's how you can easily make this application. And it's very simple. Let me show you how you can do it. The documentation is right here under ChatGPT application uh, SDK. You go there and then you go to build your MCP server. Here you can see the documentation. It's very easy. This is the file structure. You got to have at least 3 files. I'll show you more in details. And what it basically, the architecture is ChatGPT works as a MCP client, and it calls MCP tool call on your server, and it looks for structured content that is used by MCP client through UI that I will show you, and metadata that is read by humans, and then it goes back to chat that you saw already here in my chat. It went to my server, returned that content, and ChatGPT in the iframe displays this content. And you have to create your MCP server and a HTML file, which I'll show you how you do that. You can read the whole documentation. Here is the SDK, how you can download. You can download if you're using TypeScript and Node, and this is for Python. And here is an example how you can create like simple HTML widget. This is the UI that client look for, ChatGPT look for, and then you have your HTML, and here is your structured content, and then you start your server. And let's see how I did. So I already did this application. I will let me show you. So I had this package.json. As you can see, I have this SDK, and once you have SDK ready, I can delete this file and show you. Let's move to trash and nodejs module. So basically what I'm trying to show you, just need 3 files, and then of course if we're making a very complex and then what you basically you go here on your terminal. I was running this application here. You go in the, make sure that you are in the folder, and then you do npm install. It should basically install all the module you will see in the side. Yeah, I have my all the node modules ready here. And what I need to do now, you just start the file. I have server.js file, and your server is ready. So you need a package.json, which loads your SDK, and then you need a visit HTML file and a server file that starts your MCP server. So let's start with visit. Visit is basically a HTML. You can see I have this widget. It's basically HTML doc. It's a CSS right here. I kept it simple. You can make it in Angular, React, or whatever framework you want. I wanted to keep it single, basic UI, li, blog elements, and whatever thing I'm using in the application. I will put the code up on the GitHub so you can see. And this is the only code I have in the main body area. So basically I'm just selecting the dragons and showing them in the list, and then it displays the detail part. And for the example I was using the JSON. in the JSON list. So you can see it's a array of object, array of and then and basically these are the all the HTML element I will try to fetch. So I'm getting all the dragon list here, and then you just whatever the element you have in the object, and this is format date in case, and then that's just the function to render the elements. So this is not very rocket science, it's very simple. You're just looping through all the elements in the JSON, and and displaying it on the screen. I think I always have. So what I would do, I think I started it's always a good idea to start your simple HTML. So this is what my HTML looks like once it is done. So you can see this is the test data, dragon 1, dragon 2, dragon 3. So this is now you know that how your application will look, and this is on a live data. Here you can see this is the live data, so it's connected with the API. I'll show you shortly. So it's a good idea to see how your UI would look like. So that's why I used this fake data. And once your widget is ready, it needs couple of function. You have to add this listener. So when the data is ready, it looks for this structured element that is coming from your MCP server, and then when it is ready, it loads using this function, and it's very simple. So and another file is server.js. This is where you create your MCP server. So you can see this is the library, and you need Zod for the schema, and basically a couple of HTTP to start the to create the server. And here you want to read, you need this module to read the file from the to read the widget file. So as you can see, here is the file. Here's the widget file that you could see here, and I'm reading this file in the dragon HTML. Basically what happens when you when MCP client ChatGPT calls, it loads this file into UI element. I'll show you later here when you register the resource that you're calling. So this is I'm using the fake data here to create to make sure that it is working, and later I will remove that and I'll show you. And and this is the real API I'm using. So I'm using this API that loads the same JSON, similar JSON. I can remove this. I don't need this now at the moment because I'm using you can see I was returning this dragon. So let me just remove this so we work with the latest data. So we don't need this code. Here we go. And this is just the helper to load all the JSON in the data item. And here this is what it looks for, and it looks for this dragon, all the elements, and it loads the widget file, and then it just loops through the data. And here you're creating the server basically, and this is where you use your MCP SDK to create MCP server. You can take the code, and then you have to register the resource, basically give it a name, and this is what MCP client looks for, and your HTML from this file loaded into this widget. And metadata is human readable, so you can send any other data, and you remember that you use this MIME type. This is special type to load the widget. And here you register the tool. So basically this loads all the dragon, and you can send this description and other data, and basically just looping through the data from the JSON. Once it is available, I send it the dragon array and the string. Basically this is important to send. And then this is if they click on the on the item. So I have only two tools. Basically they are called tools. I'll show you how you can even test. So once it is ready, you're basically starting your server on it port this one, and MCP server is available on that slash localhost slash or page 003 slash MCP. So and then you make sure that you allow cores so it works. And once this server is ready, as you can see, this server is running here on this port and listening. You would like to test it, and before you can do that, you have to use this. I will put the code in. I will put this code in the chat, so you could see. So it basically start the model context inspector. So where make sure that you stream if on your local is running on my local, and you can test your MCP server if it is working fine and you're getting expected results. So basically this is where my server is running, and make sure that you use a streamable STMPP. And then because we are not using any authentication, you want to change this to sorry uh, uh, 1 second. Okay, I think yeah, try to connect, and you can see Dragon app is ready, and these are the list of resources. You saw that, and this file is loading here. It I think is working, and I have two tools. You can see under the tool it will show you the list of tools to get all Dragon and by ID. So let's see if it is working. Run the tool, you can click on this. If it is loading the data, okay, it's loading the real data from the API, as you can see. And I have another tool, you can just put any ID one and run the tool, and it is loading the data, so that you can see MCP server is working. And once it is working, you want to expose your local port uh, to the to the ChatGPT, to the internet basically. So what you do, you have to use nggrok. So you just np you have to install nggrok. So you just go npm install nggrok. You could do this nggrok, and because I have already loaded, what you need to do is just do let me just clear this up, and so you could see it just is basic command nggrok http and whatever port I'm running it on 8003, and it will basically expose my local host to the internet. And then that's how ChatGPT can read MCP server from my local host. If you want to deploy it on like server on AWS, then you can do that. But for local host, this is the setup you need to do. Once this is running, and then you can connect to your client here on the ChatGPT. So this is a very simple application, and there are more details, and you can also go and find, there's a whole set of examples here on this link. I will post it, but you can also find this link from here. So there are a lot of examples if you want to work and learn more about it. It's simple, it's a couple of files and your MCP server is ready, and you can make it more detailed. There are examples in Node and also in Python and React and whatever visit, whatever language you want to use for the front end visit. So these are the example. You can see, you can run the code. I did that, and it is working fine. And basically yeah, and after you have done everything, you just click on the plus button and then more, and then you can see your application right here. Plus I had another application working, so this is right here, and that's how you can load your application. Then you can chat with your data. Thank you very much for listening, and I will maybe more make another video in more detail and more complex application, maybe in Python next time. And thank you very much for watching, and if you like, please comment and let me know. It helps and it encourages me. Thank you very much.